These ancient walls have withstood the passage of time, serving as enduring testaments to centuries of history, conflict, and culture. In this video, we will enumerate some remarkable ancient walls that remain extant, commencing with the Theodosian Walls. Constructed between 408 and 413 CE under Emperor Theodosius II, the Theodosian Walls stand as a powerful symbol of the Byzantine Empire's strength. Even today, in modern-day Istanbul, these walls were designed to safeguard Constantinople from rising threats. But how have they endured for over 1,600 years? The walls were engineered for one purpose: to make Constantinople virtually unconquerable. Military architects created a formidable two-tiered defense system. The inner wall, built with limestone and red brick, soared 36 to 46 feet high and was over 15 feet thick. Following earthquake damage, an outer wall and a deep moat were added. Defensive towers, some reaching 66 feet, offered clear sightlines for spotting invaders and strategic positions for archers and soldiers. The secret to their longevity lies in their construction. High-quality materials like limestone, brick, and marble, coupled with a design that could withstand seismic activity, ensured remarkable durability. The towers also served as crucial points for ongoing repairs and maintenance. As the surrounding area developed, buildings and modern infrastructure provided further protection from the elements. Today, substantial sections of the Theodosian Walls still stand, including the iconic Adrianople Gate, Adern Aopi, a testament to Constantinople's strategic importance and the ingenuity of its builders. The Great Zimbabwe Walls. The Great Zimbabwe ruins in southeastern Zimbabwe stand as a testament to one of Africa's greatest ancient civilizations. Built by the Shona people between the 11th and 15th centuries, this remarkable site was once the political and economic hub of a thriving kingdom. For over 300 years, it flourished as a center of trade, wealth, and power. Today, its towering stone walls continue to inspire awe, offering insight into the ingenuity of its builders. What makes these walls extraordinary is their construction. Built without mortar, they rely on the precise stacking of granite stones, a technique that has kept them standing for centuries. The Shona quarried granite from nearby hills, shaping and fitting the stones with such accuracy that the walls remain stable even after 500 years of exposure to the elements. This method not only made the structure resilient to wear, but also allowed it to shift slightly without collapsing. Despite its durability, the site has suffered damage, particularly in the 19th century when European explorers looted and destroyed parts of the walls in search of treasure. Yet, much of Great Zimbabwe remains intact, a lasting tribute to the engineering brilliance of the Shona civilization. The Walls of Dubrovnik. The city of Dubrovnik, historically known as Ragusa, originated as a defensive settlement, particularly after refugees from nearby towns, like Epidaurus, sought refuge from invaders starting in the 8th century. The city's first limestone forts began to emerge, laying the groundwork for a powerful city-state. The walls surrounding Dubrovnik were crucial for its survival and growth, evolving over centuries from the 9th to the 17th. Initially, the defensive walls were simple structures. However, as Dubrovnik expanded and gained prominence, its defenses became more elaborate. By the 13th century, the walls began to take their current form, encircling the city in an unbroken chain of stone, fortified with numerous towers, bastions, and fortifications. The wall's thickness varies, reaching nearly 20 feet in some sections, designed to withstand both siege tactics and the ravages of time. The most impressive section surrounds the harbor, where the land is less defensible. This area features 3 circular towers, 4 quadrangular towers, and several bastions, each strategically positioned to create a nearly impenetrable defense. The largest of these fortifications, St. John's Fortress, was critical for the city's protection. Stretching over 6,300 feet and equipped with more than 120 cannons strategically placed along their length, the walls of Dubrovnik were well prepared to defend against naval attacks. The Kumbhalgarh Wall. Kumbhalgarh, built by Maharana Kumbha of Mewar, was designed to protect a fort that housed not only a royal palace, but also over 300 temples. Spanning an impressive 22 miles, this wall is the second longest continuous wall in the world, after China's Great Wall. Unlike the crumbling ruins of many ancient fortifications, this wall remains remarkably well preserved, winding through valleys and clinging to mountain ridges. In some sections, it soars up to 49 feet high and is 49 feet thick, presenting a formidable barrier against any would-be invaders. How has this wall withstood centuries of natural wear, political upheaval, and the relentless passage of time? The answer lies in both its robust construction and its strategic location. The thick, sturdy design has resisted erosion, while its placement within the rugged terrain of the Aravalli Range has made it less susceptible to attacks over the years. The wall's significance and sheer scale have earned it a place as part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site designation known as the Hill Forts of Rajasthan. Though somewhat off the beaten path, the fort and its towering walls are becoming an increasingly popular destination for travelers seeking historical sites with a rich legacy. The Walls of Xi'an. The Xi'an city wall is one of China's most significant historical and architectural landmarks. Built in the early 14th century, it served as a vital defense system for Xi'an, then the capital of the Ming dynasty. The project was inspired by Zhu Sheng, a sage who advised the emperor to prioritize building strong walls and stockpiling food before establishing his empire. Acting on this wisdom, the Ming rulers constructed what would become one of the most impressive city walls in history. Initially made of tamped earth, the wall was reinforced with bricks in the 16th century to enhance its strength and longevity. Over time, additional fortifications were added, including drainage systems and crenellations for defense. The wall features approximately 98 ramparts, each with a sentry building, allowing guards to monitor potential threats and repel invaders effectively. The city wall's 4 main gates, the only entry points into Xi'an, were heavily fortified to withstand attacks. As the city expanded, the wall transitioned from a military structure to a historical symbol, defining the boundaries of ancient Xi'an. In 1983, a major restoration ensured its preservation, and today, it stands as a celebrated national historical and cultural site. The moat and walls of the Forbidden City. At the heart of Beijing stands the Forbidden City, a magnificent imperial complex that has endured for centuries. Constructed between 1406 and 1420 under the Yongle Emperor of the Ming dynasty, it served as the political and ceremonial center of China for over 500 years. Beyond being a royal residence, its towering walls and vast moat symbolized the emperor's supreme authority, creating a sacred barrier between the ruler and the outside world. The Forbidden City's fortifications are among its most striking features. Its massive red brick walls, standing 33 feet high and stretching over 2 miles, were designed for both defense and symbolism. Red, representing power and prosperity, dominates the complex, reinforcing the emperor's divine status. Encircling the city, a moat nearly 180 feet wide and 3 miles long added another layer of protection, making unauthorized entry nearly impossible. More than physical barriers, these defenses were declarations of imperial dominance. The structures, built with high-quality bricks and supported by intricate dugong brackets, exemplify both craftsmanship and resilience. Designed as a cosmic reflection of the emperor's role, the Forbidden City was not just a palace. It was the center of governance, power, and the universe itself in Chinese tradition. Sacsayhuaman. High above Cusco, Peru, Sacsayhuaman stands as a stunning testament to Incan engineering. Built in the 15th century, likely under Sapa Inca Pachacuti and his successors, this massive complex was once part of a larger citadel that dominated the landscape. Today, its towering stone walls showcase the Incas' mastery of construction, leaving modern visitors in awe. The most remarkable feature of Sacsayhuaman is its precisely cut stone walls, composed of massive, irregularly shaped stones, some weighing several tons. These stones fit together so seamlessly that no mortar was needed, forming 3 terraced layers with astonishing precision, so tight that even a sheet of paper cannot pass between them. The exact purpose of Sacsayhuaman remains debated. Some believe it served as a military fortress, while others suggest it was a ceremonial center aligned with Incan cosmology. After the Spanish conquest in the 16th century, many stones were repurposed for buildings in Cusco, but the largest ones remained, too heavy to move. Despite centuries of earthquakes and erosion at over 12,000 feet, the walls have endured, thanks to Incan techniques that allowed them to shift without collapsing. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983, Sacsayhuaman continues to captivate visitors worldwide. The Flodden Wall. Amid Edinburgh's bustling streets, the Flodden Wall stands as a lasting reminder of the city's 16th century fears and resilience. Completed in 1560, this defensive structure was built in response to a looming but unrealized English invasion. After Scotland's crushing defeat at the Battle of Flodden in 1513, where King James IV was killed, Edinburgh's leaders took action to fortify their city. The result was a formidable wall designed to protect its people from external threats. Rising 24 feet high, the wall once enclosed 140 acres, sheltering around 10,000 residents. While the anticipated English attack never came, the wall played a vital role in defending Edinburgh throughout the 16th century. It withstood multiple sieges, including bombardment by Mons Meg, a massive medieval cannon. More than just a physical barrier, the Flodden Wall became a symbol of the city's determination to remain independent. By the 18th century, however, the wall had become an obstacle to Edinburgh's expansion. Roads and buildings, including the University of Edinburgh's Old College, were constructed over its remains. Yet, fragments still survive today, most notably near Greyfriars Kirkyard, preserving a tangible connection to Edinburgh's rich and turbulent history. The Walls of Stone. The Walls of Stone stand as a lasting symbol of defense and strategic importance along Croatia's Dalmatian coast. Stretching over 5 kilometers, this impressive fortification once protected the town of Ston and its smaller neighbor, Mali Ston. Built in the 14th century under the Republic of Ragusa, the walls were primarily constructed to safeguard the region's valuable salt pans. Salt was a crucial resource, contributing to Dubrovnik's immense wealth and economic influence. To defend this asset from external threats, including the advancing Ottoman Empire, the Republic fortified the area with an extensive system of walls and towers. Designed for both functionality and visual impact, the walls featured 40 defensive towers and a massive fortress. Constructed using local limestone, they blended seamlessly with the rugged landscape. Over the centuries, the Republic continuously reinforced the walls, transforming them into both military defenses and symbols of prosperity. When Austria later took control of the region, authorities repurposed parts of the walls for schools, public buildings, and even a triumphal arch in 1884. However, the greatest damage came from nature. An earthquake in 1996 caused severe destruction. This tragedy, though, led to restoration efforts that revitalized the walls. Today, visitors walk along them, enjoying breathtaking views of the Adriatic while retracing centuries of history. The Walls of Avila. The Walls of Avila stand as a striking testament to the city's medieval past. Stretching over 1.5 miles, they are among the best preserved fortifications in Europe. Construction began around 1090, during a period of intense conflict between Christian and Moorish forces in Spain. As Christian kingdoms pushed southward, reclaiming land from Islamic rule, Avila became a vital stronghold, necessitating formidable defenses to protect its growing population. Built primarily of granite, the walls are nearly 10 feet thick and rise to an impressive 39 feet. Reinforced by 88 semicircular towers, they were designed for both surveillance and defense, allowing soldiers to monitor and repel potential attackers. Enclosing approximately 77 acres, the walls provided safety for a thriving town in an era of uncertainty. Despite centuries of change, Avila's walls remain remarkably intact, standing in contrast to the modern city that has developed around them. Visitors can walk along sections of the fortifications, gaining a glimpse into the lives of the medieval soldiers who once guarded the city. Recognized for their historical and architectural significance, the Walls of Avila earned UNESCO World Heritage status in 1985, ensuring their legacy endures for future generations. The Aurelian Walls. The Aurelian Walls have stood as Rome's defensive backbone for over 1,700 years. Built between 271 and 275 AD during the reign of Emperor Aurelian, they were a response to growing external threats in the turbulent 3rd century. More than just a fortification, these walls marked a pivotal moment in Roman history, proof that even the mighty Eternal City could no longer rely solely on its legions and reputation for security. For centuries, Rome had remained largely unfortified, protected by the Pax Romana and the strength of its empire. Its previous defensive structure, the Servian Wall, built in the 4th century BC, had long since become obsolete. However, increasing invasions and internal instability made it clear that a new, formidable barrier was needed. Aurelian's walls enclosed 3,500 acres, including the 7 hills of Rome, the Campus Martius, and parts of Trastevere. Spanning roughly 12 miles, the walls originally stood 26 feet high and 11 feet thick, reinforced with square watchtowers every 97 feet. Later modifications by emperors such as Maxentius and Honorius doubled the height of certain sections to 52 feet, greatly enhancing their defensive power. Built from a durable blend of lime, volcanic ash, and rubble, the walls endured centuries of warfare and change. Remarkably, they continued defining Rome's boundaries well into the 19th century. Even in 1870, during Italy's unification, the breach at Porta Pia highlighted their lasting strategic significance, cementing their place in history. The Walls of Constantinople. The walls of Constantinople stand as one of the most extraordinary feats of military engineering in history. Built to defend the city from invaders and protect its people, these walls evolved over centuries, reflecting Constantinople's strategic significance and resilience. Though the city has transformed into modern-day Istanbul, the remnants of these defenses remain a powerful testament to ingenuity and adaptability. Construction began under Emperor Constantine the Great in the 4th century AD, when he established Byzantium as the new capital of the Roman Empire. The first walls were a single-layered fortification with evenly spaced towers, offering a strong but limited defense. However, as the city expanded and threats intensified, more sophisticated defenses became necessary. Under Emperor Theodosius II in the 5th century, the renowned Theodosian walls were constructed further west. This advanced system consisted of 3 layers: an outer wall, an inner wall, and a formidable moat. The inner wall stood around 40 feet high and 15 feet thick, reinforced by massive towers spaced roughly 180 feet apart. Behind it, the outer wall provided additional protection, while the wide moat, often flooded, created yet another obstacle for attackers. These walls successfully repelled countless sieges from powerful enemies, including the Avars, Arabs, Bulgars, and Rus, solidifying Constantinople's reputation as one of the most impregnable cities in history. Even with the advent of gunpowder cannons, the walls held firm until 1453, when the Ottomans finally breached them. Today, restoration efforts preserve what remains, ensuring that this architectural marvel continues to inspire. The Walls of Babylon. The walls of Babylon stand as one of the greatest fortifications of the ancient world. Once enclosing the mighty capital of Babylonia, these walls symbolized power, resilience, and advanced engineering. Though only fragments remain today, they continue to captivate historians and archaeologists alike. King Nebuchadnezzar II, Babylon's most renowned ruler, greatly expanded the city's defenses in the 6th century BC. Earlier fortifications, dating back to King Hammurabi in the 18th century BC, laid the foundation for what became a system of 3 concentric walls. Ancient accounts, including those by Herodotus, describe these walls as towering over 300 feet high and 25 feet thick. Figures that are likely exaggerated, yet they highlight the awe these structures inspired. Built primarily of kiln-fired mud bricks, the walls were both durable and visually stunning. The famous Ishtar Gate, decorated with glazed blue bricks and depictions of lions, dragons, and bulls, showcased Babylon's artistic and religious identity. The Euphrates River, flowing through the city, was lined with defensive walls and metal gates to prevent enemy infiltration by water. Despite their strength, the walls fell in 539 BC when Cyrus the Great of Persia ingeniously diverted the Euphrates, allowing his forces to enter the city undetected. Today, remnants of these legendary defenses endure, preserved by the arid climate and modern reconstructions, keeping Babylon's legacy alive. The city walls of Carcassonne. The city walls of Carcassonne are a stunning example of medieval architecture and one of the best preserved fortified cities in the world. Perched on a hill overlooking the Aude River in southern France, these walls have protected the city for over 2 millennia, blending Roman, Visigothic, and medieval construction techniques. The walls date back to the Gallo-Roman period, with the Romans building a castellum in the 3rd century CE. Over time, the Visigoths and later rulers expanded and reinforced the walls, adding semicircular towers and gateways. By the 12th century, under the Trencavel family, Carcassonne became a thriving medieval stronghold. The city's strategic importance led to conflict during the Albigensian Crusade in 1209. After falling to the Crusaders, Carcassonne was annexed by the French crown in 1247, prompting the addition of a second outer wall. This double-layered defense, featuring rounded towers and arrow slits, made the city nearly impregnable. Built from local limestone and sandstone, the walls have endured centuries of warfare and weathering. Regular maintenance and periodic rebuilding kept them strong. However, by the 19th century, they were in disrepair. Thanks to the efforts of historian Prosper Mérimée and architect Eugène Viollet-le-Duc, the walls were restored, preserving Carcassonne as a symbol of medieval Europe. Today, the walls stretch nearly 2 miles and feature 52 towers. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997, Carcassonne draws visitors from around the world, offering a glimpse into a time when cities were built to withstand both war and the passage of time. The walls of Jericho. The ancient city of Jericho, located near the Jordan River in the West Bank, is often regarded as the oldest continuously inhabited city on Earth. Its origins date back nearly 14,000 years, predating the pyramids and many of history's great civilizations. The walls of Jericho were among the first fortifications ever built, born out of necessity as early settlers transitioned from a nomadic lifestyle to a permanent settlement. Drawn to its fertile land, natural springs, and strategic location, these early inhabitants faced constant threats from rival groups. To protect their growing community, they constructed massive walls, an unprecedented feat of engineering. Dating to around 8000 BCE, during the pre-pottery Neolithic age, these fortifications are the oldest known urban defenses. The walls stood approximately 12 to 13 feet high and 6 feet thick, built from locally sourced clay and stone. A surrounding ditch, 27 feet wide and 9 feet deep, was carved into solid bedrock, further strengthening the city's defenses. Jericho's walls are also steeped in legend. The biblical account in the book of Joshua describes them collapsing after the Israelites marched around them for 7 days, blowing trumpets. However, archaeological excavations at Tel es-Sultan show that the city underwent multiple cycles of destruction and rebuilding over millennia, with no clear evidence linking it to the biblical event. Despite their ruinous state today, Jericho's ancient walls remain a powerful testament to early human ingenuity, symbolizing the transition from survival to civilization. The city endures, a living bridge between the past and present,